Something subtle settles over this courtroom before the first witness is ever called. This isn't just a DUI trial, it's a test of credibility, timing, and control. One side arrives with procedure and paper trails, the other arrives alone, confident that gaps in the record can outweigh what happened that night. And from the very start, the judge is quietly measuring which version of events will survive scrutiny.
Operate a motor vehicle in the state of Michigan when you are drunk. It is illegal to operate a motor vehicle with a blood alcohol level of 0.08 or greater. It is illegal to operate a motor vehicle with a blood alcohol content of 0.17, more than double the super drunk law in Michigan. And it is illegal to operate a motor vehicle with open intoxicants in the vehicle. Now it's August 31st, 2024. It's about 10:45 at night. And the Romulus Police Department receives a dispatch for a single vehicle accident at the T-bone corner of Pennsylvania and Hammond Road. Huron Township is already there because it's kind of on the border and they weren't sure at first who had jurisdiction over this. So Huron Township Police gets there, EMS gets there, and Romulus is called to come in and take over the investigation because it's determined that the accident, single vehicle, happened in the city of Romulus. The officers get there to Romulus. We'll see. Mr. Stokes, the defendant, was already in the ambulance. You're going to hear from the EMS technician. After the investigation in this case, after he refused to consent to the blood testing, and a search warrant was obtained to obtain his blood, the evidence will show that he had a blood alcohol content that night here in Romulus of 0.214, much higher than the super drunk 0.17. We are here today because Mr. Stokes chose to disregard the law that night and operate a motor vehicle while intoxicated. And we are here because he chose to operate a motor vehicle in the city of Romulus with open intoxicants in the vehicle that night. What is the defendant's defense going to be in this case? I don't know. I haven't talked to him. He's not represented. But I can tell you that after you hear the evidence in this case, which you will hear from the EMS technicians, you will hear from the police officers, you will hear from the nurse blood draw, and you will hear from a forensic scientist who tested the blood under the procedures taken under the law, that you will hear the instructions at the end, and you will be ready to convict Mr. Stokes of operating while intoxicated with a high blood alcohol content.
This opening does more than outline charges. It locks the timeline in place. Notice how the prosecution emphasizes sequence: accident, refusal, warrant, testing. That structure matters. In trials like this, consistency across witnesses often becomes more persuasive than any single piece of evidence.
And with open intoxicants in the vehicle that night in this community. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Greco. Mr. Stokes, would you like to make an opening statement now or reserve? And you can do it at the podium, you can do it there. It doesn't, wherever you, if you got all your notes there, you can either way. As long as we're picking you up on the mic and the folks can hear you.
You don't mind if I stand on the seat? Yeah, right first. Well,
You're picking him up,
you
right?
all already heard what I was, what I am, being charged with. One thing I want to point out is, pretty much, most relevant is that the prosecution is attempting to circumvent the fact that I had a designated trial. Okay. I assume you've ever been in a police report that there will be testimony that Mr. Jason Darnell Porter was supposed to be here, but he's not. He was the actual driver. They're trying to circumvent the fact that, I wasn't the driver. Okay, so that's what this really is all about. And like they said, they got all of this, these witnesses and evidence, it's not even relevant if I wasn't the driver. So I just would like you all to bear that in mind. Most of what, is going to, prove my innocence should come out in the testimony as this, trial, goes on. But there was another gentleman present. That gentleman was the one who was driving. If, there was like serious situation where I was driving, like I say, they were, Romulus Police Department was the second was on scene. Huron Township, Police Department arrived first. They really made no reaction. If I was caught in the car behind the driver's seat, I would have been arrested by them. I would have been in custody by them. I wasn't. Romulus didn't arrive until I was already in the ambulance. And it was then that they took me in custody. Even though
The defense strategy surfaces quickly: identity and jurisdiction. Rather than disputing impairment, the focus shifts to who was driving and who had authority to act. It's a common pro-SE approach, redirecting the jury away from conduct and toward procedural uncertainty.
Huron Township, as the prosecution said, turned the case over to them. They still have jurisdiction to arrest me at that point. They did. Romulus Police Department shows up while I'm in the ambulance and they arrest me. So like I say, a lot of key things are gonna come out in the trial. My witness didn't show, so it's just what they have. They don't have the Huron Township Police Department body cam footage. The reason for that. But you'll see. I'm gonna be long-winded, but you'll see.
Anything else at this time, Mr. Stokes? Okay, first,
I did want to ask.
hold on. No, if you want to ask something, you and Mr. Greco come on up and ask, because I don't know what you're going to ask. It might not be proper for them to hear. Mr. Greco? First witness is?
Laura Steig, Huron Valley Ambulance.
Thanks, Jamie. Spell her last name.
S-T-I-G.
I'm trying to figure out which is
Yeah,
blinding.
yeah. Yeah, I hear you. It's getting it.
Oh, we got it. There you go.
Thank you. Right up here, watch your step on the ramp. Raise your right hand for me. Swear affirm, tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth today?
Yes.
Settle in the chair. Get comfortable, state your name, spell your last name, please.
Laura Steig, it's S-T-E-I-G.
Thank you. When you're ready, Mr. Greco.
Morning, Steig. Steig, you currently employed? And where
Medical witnesses play a unique role in cases like this. They aren't investigating crimes, they're documenting conditions. Jurors often view EMS testimony as neutral, which can quietly strengthen whichever narrative aligns with their observations.
you currently employed?
Livonia Fire Department.
And how long have you been there?
Just about 10 months.
Okay. Before that, where did you work?
Huron Valley Ambulance,
How long did you work for Huron Valley Ambulance?
7 years.
Okay. And what was your position of employment with the Huron Valley Ambulance?
I was a paramedic.
Is that your current captain?
I'm currently a firefighter paramedic.
How long have you been a paramedic?
Approximately 7.5 years.
Do you have, or And do you have any particular certifications or licenses?
I hold a paramedic license at the state of Michigan, also a national paramedic license. I have my firefighter 1 and 2, and I hold various other certificates like hazmat. Those types of things.
And you have experience in dealing with automobile accidents?
Yes, sir.
Part of the job, right?
Yes, sir.
Big part, okay. Have you had experience in dealing with individuals that have been injured accidents?
Yes, sir.
Do you recall working for Huron Valley Ambulance during the evening of August 31st, 2024?
Yes, sir.
Do you recall responding to an automobile accident and seen around the area of Pennsylvania Road in the ambulance?
Yes, sir.
So what do you recall about that?
We received a call for a single vehicle accident that went off of the ditch onto the west side of the road.
Right, it like dead ends there?
Yeah, it's a T intersection. The vehicle went through the T down into the ditch, striking a sign that is yellow that's posted, its direction either way.
Okay.
Um,
Police already there when we got there?
I believe that Huron Township Police Department is already there.
Okay, and Romulus had not shown up yet?
No, sir.
Okay. And it appears that Romulus was called because it was in their jurisdiction?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Did you encounter an individual by the name of Carrie Stokes that evening?
Yes, sir.
Is Mr. Stokes in the courtroom today? Okay, where is he located in the courtroom today?
Directly behind you, sir.
Let the record reflect on that the witness has identified the defendant.
Noted.
All right, you recall how you first encountered Mr. Stokes that evening?
I do not recall the first encounter with Mr. Stokes now.
Okay, so what do you recall about your encounter with Mr. Stokes?
When we encountered Mr. Stokes, he was, I believe already out of the vehicle. He appeared to be under the influence.
Okay, so let me say, so when you get there, your recollection, I know this is over a year ago, that Mr. Stokes was out of the vehicle, correct? All right, by the way, you talked about the vehicle, what type of a vehicle, is it a sedan, a truck?
It was a darker colored sedan. I believe it was probably a Monte Carlo.
Like a blue Chevy Monte Carlo? Does that sound about right? Okay.
Dark in color, it was dark outside.
Okay, so your recollection is that Mr. Stokes was out of the vehicle when you got there?
Yes, sir.
Is that fair? Okay, so, and you indicated that you may have been under the influence. Describe what you saw when you observed Mr. Stokes that evening.
So Mr. Stokes appeared to be stumbling, slurring his speech to a degree that we could hardly understand him. He was unsteady on his feet at that time, and there was a strong odor of intoxicants coming from him. He did have very glossy eyes at that point.
Pay attention to how behavior is described rather than diagnosed. The witness avoids conclusions and sticks to observations, movement, speech, reactions. That restraint tends to increase credibility, especially when the testimony spans multiple sensory details.
So you encounter Mr. Stokes. What's the next thing that happens? You made these observations. So what are you there to do and what happened?
So anytime that we have a motor vehicle accident, we do need to evaluate whoever is there. We got Mr. Stokes into the side door of the ambulance. He was seated on the bench seat. He was very argumentative with us, very verbally aggressive with us. We were trying to check vitals. At one point, he took the blood pressure cuff off and threw it. I do remember he kept asking us to call somebody. I couldn't remember who at that point. We were waiting for Romulus PD to show up along with Romulus Fire Department to show up because of the jurisdiction area they were supposed to transport. During that time frame, he became escalation of argumentative, verbally aggressive to us. He needed to urinate and he decided to urinate in the back of the ambulance, which went all over the cot, the bench seat, all over the back of the ambulance. At that point, there was a single Huron Township female police officer that helped us move Mr. Stokes onto the stretcher where he was 4-point restrained with soft restraints for crew safety along with for patient safety.
Then at some point in time, the Romulus PD showed up.
Romulus PD did show up. We did cancel due to our protocols, Romulus Fire, because once the patient is secured to our stretcher, we must transport them.
Okay, so it didn't make sense for Romulus to come and you guys to remove him from, you guys already had him,
Correct, yes,
to
sir.
remove him out, so then it's protocol for you guys to just do.
Yes, sir.
This moment shifts the emotional weight of the case. Safety protocols are being explained, not justified. For a jury, that distinction matters. It reframes escalation as response rather than cause.
And then the Romulus PD gets there to conduct their investigation about the situation.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Once that occurred, what was the next thing that happened with respect to you?
We let Romulus know, kind of what was going on. They asked us to transport Mr. Stokes to the hospital. They requested that we took him to Corwell Health, which was the Taylor Hospital where he was transported to.
Okay, the Old Heritage Hospital on Telegraph Road in Taylor.
Yes, sir.
And then once you guys transported Corwell Health, you bring him into the emergency room and that concludes your involvement?
Yes, sir. We hand over a report. We register him with the hospital. We let the nurse know what was going on, and then that concludes our interaction.
Okay, thank you. I have no further questions.
Welcome, sir.
Mr. Stokes, do you have any questions for Ms. Teague?
Yes.
Ms. Stike?
Psych.
Stike. Almost like there's a K-E?
Yes.
Stike? Oh, I got you. G, hard G.
Yes.
Gotcha.
Second, let me see.
Good morning, sir.
First of all, second, listen, I apologize for those actions, but.
I appreciate you, sir.
First question I want to ask is, are you familiar with, who made the call to you?
I am not, sir.
Do you recall, what time you guys left in the ambulance to the scene?
I am not, sir. That would have to be on a report pulled from the ambulance company.
Well, I do have the run sheet, if you're familiar with, the run.
Yes, sir. That was typed by my partner.
Okay, I'll help you out. I'm gonna give you, some roles. We've established already, like, August 31st of last year, right?
Yes, sir.
That's right.
Yes, sir.
Okay. And I'm gonna give you some times, and you may not, specifically, recall the hour. According to this run sheet, it says, the call came in, at, 22:49.
10:49 p.m.
Do that sound about correct?
I believe it was in the evening. Yes, it was dark outside.
Yeah.
The defense leans heavily into timestamps here. This is an attempt to introduce doubt through duration. How long? How far? How delayed? But notice, the answers remain procedural, not defensive. When time becomes the focus, clarity often favors the witness.
And, according to this sheet, you guys were dispatched a mere second later. So you were en route at 10:50. It said you arrived on the scene at 10:54. Were you guys that close to the scene where you arrived for?
That is approximately less than 5 miles from my home base station at that time. Yes, sir.
And I imagine this is, they travel at a hybrid speed, so.
Yes, sir.
It says here that, again, you arrived at 10:54, patient conference. Now, you mentioned earlier that, I was already out of the car.
Yes, sir.
You were,
Yes, sir.
was there another good?
Yes, sir.
Did he appear to be intoxicated or having?
I could not recall.
It says you guys left the scene at 11:32. So, almost 40 minutes later. So you were on the scene about 40 minutes.
We were waiting for the other police department to show up due to the jurisdiction guidelines. That's something that is controlled by the police officers. If it was something that was emergently transported, then we do have a say, but yes, it does take some time.
40 minutes on that. 3 minutes or so. Well, hold on, it has serious time on scene in approximately 30 minutes. Time to definition was 63 minutes, according to the run sheet. Would you say that's like some type of, mistake, or how far was, Courtroom Health, from the scene of the accident?
I would say probably less than 20 minutes away from where the accident scene was.
Is there any, reason why I say time to destination 63?
It could possibly be that was from the time that we arrived on scene with the 40 minutes and then the 20 minutes of transport. I'm not exactly sure without the run in front of me, how it looks on their end.
Yeah, that's what it said. Then it says the total time run, 78 minutes.
So that would be from the call dispatch time to when the time that the call is closed, after we clear the hospital.
Well, it seems as though I heard you say that, you work for, Elon,
Yep, Valley Ambulance. Yes, sir.
okay, so you would say that you have extensive, professionalism when it comes to doing your job.
Yes, sir.
And you're able to, observe things and then later on, describe exactly what you observed.
Yes, sir.
Mr. Greco, any redirect?
Nothing further.
All right, can we send Ms. Stig back to?
With this witness complete, one version of the night is firmly anchored, not because of opinion, but because multiple steps, agencies, and decisions align without contradiction. The jury now carries that framework forward as new testimony is weighed against it.
Wherever she'd rather be?
Yes.
Watch your step on the way out.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you for your time.
Take a brief recess.
Sure. You do a nice job on the stand.
I appreciate it.
Mr. Davis could probably use a stretch anyhow. Yeah. All right. So, yeah, well, Jamie will take, and if you have personal stuff with you, you can take it with you. We're going to take you back into the jury room where there's a bathroom and the refrigerator with better be waters in there.
Yeah,
So you can take your stuff back there, leave it here. This room for the extent of the trial will never be unmanned. One of the security guys will be in here or outside the door so nobody's in here. So take your stuff, leave your stuff. When you're all ready to come back in, let us know and I'll make sure everybody else is ready. So we're in recess. Mr. Stokes, take a break. Oh, okay, okay. Oh, yeah, yeah. Okay, door's closed.
Yeah, so the next witness that I have, that I was planning to call, I subpoenaed here is Cody West, who was her partner, who was in the back with Mr. I don't really need her, at this point.
Okay.
Someone that, unless you want the other EMS guy, he's gonna probably testify the same.
Yeah,
You want to call it?
Well, I'll call.
Okay,
Yeah, put on his case.
okay.
Please hear, that's fine.
Let's do this. I'm gonna go with, if you two are all right with it, instead of bringing them out here so I can talk to them on the record. I just want to duck my head in there and say, look, you guys talk about whether or not you want to take a lunch break, or you just want to see how things go before you decide on if you want a lunch break. Because I always let the jury decide whether or not we break and when we break. All right. So if they just want to say, hey, let's just bull through and keep working, that's what we're gonna do. Are you okay with me having that little conversation with them?
At this stage of the trial, the court has heard a structured account supported by professional protocol and contemporaneous records. The judge's role remains measured, maintaining pace, preserving fairness, and allowing the jury to absorb each layer without interference. As the case continues, the question isn't just what happened, but which narrative remains internally consistent under pressure. If you found this breakdown insightful, hit like, share your thoughts in the comments, and subscribe for more real courtroom analysis.